Hey yo!
Hello.
Welcome to Fable Network News 11. How are you doing, Alex?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing all right today. How are you?
I am doing okay. I'm doing all right. Yes, I'm. What have I been doing today? It's been lots of. I'm still like growing accustomed to the life of all theatre, and everything about theatre happens completely through a computer screen now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's weird. Like I'm rehearsing a show right now, and it's just feels like I'm doing admin all day.
Yeah, so entirely busy all the time, and yet I've not stood up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, usually when I usually finish a hard day's in the before times, I'd be like,
Mm,
okay, I've done a hard day's work. I feel knackered, like I've been running around all day, and now
yeah,
I'm like, it's a hard day's work. Guess I should continue to sit.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna move from my chair to my bed.
Yeah. Ooh. Amazing. So we've got a load more news this week.
Mm.
Woohoo!
Woo.
I'm going to flag now that we're not doing a live stream next week. We're not doing a live stream next week. We will still be doing the news next week. We'll still, if you're still signed up to the newsletter, you still get a news pack. But we won't be doing a live stream next week because I'm in 2 production weeks simultaneously and trying to move house. So we decided probably I should
Yeah,
maybe give it a day.
Sean's really busy. I just don't want to do it by myself. And also, I just have I do have a meeting on Wednesday night as well, so I couldn't be at the live stream anyway. But yes, you're really busy. I'll sort out the newsletters and the blogs and stuff. We'll still get the news to you. Don't you worry. We just won't do it in a chat mode.
Yes, and then hopefully we're going to come back and we're going to be looking at a new format for this slightly. So we're still going to be bringing you the news, but we're going to hopefully bring you a little bit more as well. But we can showcase that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But for now, let's crack on, shall we, and start having a look at some of these opportunities for this week. So this first one is a very, very quick one. I came across it on Instagram, as we do many of these things. And this is from Turbine Theatre, and Turbine Theatre are based in Battersea. They're part of the kind of new constructions that are happening there around the power station. And they've put a call out on their Instagram. As far as I can see, they might have put it out on their other socials as well, but they're looking for outdoor performances. If you've got one, submit it. They would love to build a little festival of shows for the summer to happen in Battersea. They're in terms of what the work they put on new work, they put on kind of reimagined classics. So if you've got any kind of work that can kind of go into an outdoor space, they're going to be optimistic and hope that they can get an outdoor performance for this summer. So if you've got something that you can whack in an outdoor space, send your production and any information you have about it to submissions at paultaylormills.com. Paul Taylor Mills is the artistic director of the company. So send it over to there. And I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. Even on there, you might not be able to see it on the quality of the screen, but Arlene Phillips has said, yes, I've got a musical.
Oh, amazing.
So if it's good enough for Arlene Phillips, I think it's good enough for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great.
So there you go. Quick one from Turbine Theatre. If you've got a show, send it over.
Great. That's nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Moving straight along. What have I found? We have got another one from the Lowry in Manchester, and they are doing a sort of an exciting crusade into trying to reimagine digital theatre and explore its potential in this sort of time of ongoing closures. Not unlike what you and I were trying to do, Sean, in the first lockdown, and continue to try and do in really trying to explore what digital theatre can do and can be whilst we're closed, but also future-proof it for when theatres open. And they want to find out sort of how we can make really interesting theatre digitally that is different to go into a live performance, but still engages an audience just as well. So they have announced 3 commissions for mid-career artists or companies to create new digital work for the lockdown age with via their program #LoveLowry. So yeah, they want to know what we can do and what we can develop to make audiences really engage and have a bit of agency with an online live performance. They are looking for artists with established live theatre practice, and they want to try and support them in pivoting towards making content for a digital platform with a specific focus on connection to an audience. So the commissions are for £10,000 each and are aimed at projects that can be fully made and experienced under lockdown conditions, which anywhere between now and December 2021. They need to embrace interactive digital storytelling and involve some element of audience agency and interactivity. They have to have access and digital access as a core consideration and can be delivered via a digital platform that you yourself will directly manage rather than them hosting it. So you've got to have all of that worked out as well. What they advise this project sort of shouldn't be anything that's filmed or pre-recorded makes the audience just a passive spectator. They don't want adaptations of existing plays or text, and they don't want like Zoom quizzes or escape rooms or mediums that they feel have just been explored already over this sort of lockdown period. New ways of making engaging audience-led content digitally. So ideal candidates are based in the UK and experienced in creating high-quality work with at least two full productions under your belt, which have been publicly performed in established venues. Participants also may be asked to share their learning with other artists in workshops, blogs or vlogs as well as part of the Lowry's artist development program. So yeah, that's just a really cool little digital commission project. If you think you have an idea for that, you have to make a brief expression of interest, including a short company bio, a description of the work you want to make and why it's relevant right now, and sort of what kind of digital platform you're looking to use as well. Submissions can also be made in video form, no longer than 3 minutes, or you can download a dyslexia-friendly Word document to submit via email as well. Deadline is Friday, the 26th of February at 5 p.m. And you submit it all through their website we got on the screen right now. So follow the links in the description if you want to make a bit of digital work.
Amazing. It's great that they've opened it up to everywhere. It's interesting as well that they don't want passive spectator things.
Yeah, that's what I
interesting that they're immediately leading into that digital has to be interactive in some form.
Yeah,
that's really interesting to me. I wonder, like, that
they've got a really long blog post from, I think it's their artistic director, that goes through like really commending all of the great sort of stage-led online work that we've seen in the last year, and then just cuts it off, says we want to do something that goes that extra step and just really involves the audience.
Great thing. I mean, they should definitely be checking out the Dare Festival next week then.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the interactive stuff that people are doing on that is amazing, and I know some of those guys will go for it. Yeah, there's a festival called Dare Festival. We're part of it, and it's happening next week. And there's loads of other people there as well. The Isthmus Project, Speaks of Rivers, Shum Ghost John. They're amazing, all of them. I play tested their games the other week, and some of the stuff that they're doing with tech is amazing. So I mean, it would be perfect for this stuff. So I'm going to throw that over to that community because that's a great shout. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Thank you for that one, Alex. Okay, moving on. I've got another quick one. Woohoo! So this is from it's a thing called the Theatre Mix. And again, quite similar to what we were doing, Alex, but specifically targeted for artists based in the West Midlands.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. So you can apply for this, Alex.
Oh, come on. What is it?
Absolutely apply for it. So all it is, it's a showcase night. It's a showcase night of artists and talent in the West Midlands. It's all taking place online, but you do need to be from the West Midlands. You can apply as a solo act or a duo act. If you apply as a duo, you can be in the same house in a support bubble, or you can be in two different locations. They can support both of them, so that's fine. They're looking for pieces of work that are between 15 to 20 minutes long. They can be scripted work, devised work. They could be some music. They could be some spoken word. They could be some cabaret. They could be some physical theatre. If you've got a talent you want to show off, they want to see it. It's taking place on the 11th of March in the evening. If you're a solo act, you get a fee of £100, and if you're a duo act, you get a fee of £200. And that's it. If you're interested, submit a form in. Tell them what your act is and what you want to pitch to them. Then they'll have a chat with you at some point. You can submit via the form, or you can submit via the video or voice recording, answering the questions that are in this form right here. And the deadline for that is Thursday, the 25th of February. And that's that.
Cool. It's just an online not even scratch, just
No.
short performance night.
Online performance night showcasing all the best of the West Midlands online.
Who's running it?
Was
it Theatre Mix?
It's called Theatre Mix. I think it is. I think it's called Theatre Mix. There is some on their website. It didn't specify. It did say who it was curated by. I didn't catch it. I was just working on this form because I couldn't find this again on their website. But it's just run by Theatre Mix at home in March. So I'm assuming they do this on a regular occasion. You fancy showing off your talents, Alex?
I'd have to find some talents first, I guess. I can give it a go.
Should we just pitch this? We're doing a 20-minute show.
Yeah, definitely.
Show. We'd like to pitch a 20 minutes news show about the theatre.
Just a recording of me trying to set up and put the fairy lights on.
Well, there you go. Quick one.
Great.
If you're in the West Midlands and fancy 100 quid and fancy performing, there you go.
I am in the West Midlands and I do fancy 100 quid. That'd be great.
Jobs are good.
Next up, we've got Clean Break, which is a women's theatre company dedicated to transforming the lives of women with experience of the criminal justice system or who are at risk of entering it. And they have also been recipients of the German Creative Bursary Scheme that we've talked about in weeks previous, and as such they are creating a new position of Participation Associate, and so they're looking for an early career artist to take up the role of Participation Associate with them. There's a lot to go through on the webpage, and they've got a whole sort of application pack, participation pack that you can digest, but the essentials are that they're looking for someone to be responsible for their young artist development program and deliver outreach workshops and online activities to recruit potential young women into the program. They want someone to help with Clean Break's prison-based Inspiring Futures project, someone who can assist the participation team in rolling out the core members program as well, and assist the core artists in delivering sessions for women attending women's centres, and as well as attending member sharing meetings and rehearsed readings with the company as well. They've got a huge long list of desirable knowledge as well on the webpage there that they are looking for, and skills and experience for prospective applicants. But essentially, the main points are also that they're looking for someone who has sort of 2 to 5 years experience of making impactful theatre with communities, whether that's paid or voluntary roles, just as long as you've got that sort of experience and history, and also someone who demonstrates an understanding of young women's needs and interests as well. It's a 12-month part-time contract with a salary of £17,940, starting in April 2021. And they're based in London, but they do mention that due to COVID restrictions, the role is likely to be home-based initially. So bear that in mind as well if you can work remotely. Head to the website that we got there for the full participation pack and details, because there is a lot of information to go through. But if you feel like you have a lot to sort of add to the work that Clean Break do, and a lot of experience with working with women's groups and women who are at risk of going into the criminal justice system, then this is a really good opportunity for you, because they want to have someone help them reach out and find more members.
Amazing. I always come across Clean Break. They're just constantly outputting work and material and opportunities for people to get involved. So really, they're great. I really love Clean Break. I mean, we come across them a lot in terms of, especially in terms of the outreach work they do a lot is generally, groundbreaking. So
top dollar.
So it's interesting, this early career as well.
Yeah,
they say early career, but 2 to 5 years. Did you say?
Yeah,
that's interesting where they kind of lay that line. 2 to 5 years early career. But yeah, I would absolutely need some experience going into working with Clean Break, because I imagine, I've never actually worked with them, but I imagine that they've got some really high standards.
Yeah. You need to know what you're doing in this scenario, don't you?
Yeah, big time. But really great opportunity for someone to get involved with that. And that will just launch you if you're interested in the participation sphere of theatre. What a place to launch from, because the network Clean Break must have is amazing. Awesome. Great. Love it. Okay, great. We're moving on to necessity. So this is
that's the curious one.
This is the curious one. This is, I mean, I've never quite read a brief, I guess, that's quite as forthcoming is not the word, but bold, I guess.
Okay.
In terms of its wording, it's pretty. They're gun ho for change, big time, which is great, in a good way. So Necessity, from what I understand, are a kind of collective research funding group who are looking to support and develop communities in lots of different ways, and they've got these 5 core kind of themes or questions that they have. So what they're looking to do in terms of this, they have multiple rounds of funding throughout the year. I think this is their second round of funding for this particular one, second or third. It's the second of 3. And they're looking for artists, they're looking for creatives. They say writers and thinkers as well. You could be working individually or you could be working as a collective, and they're looking to offer up grants of up to £20,000 to support a project that they also want to join in helping you to co-create, to make something that kind of explores one of their themes or topics, or pushes for action or development in one of those areas. And they're not necessarily looking for performances as such, as live performances. They say they want artists, but some of the things that they list as their outcomes is publications, short films, newspapers, or future curated gatherings, either online or in person. That's some of the examples they give, but they're looking for not necessarily you to do a performance about the theme, but they're looking for finding ways that you're inspiring kind of continuous community action, so that you can kind of you get more voices in the mix, I guess. But they're looking, but they're really open beyond that. They're kind of really open to hear what your idea is in regards to how you're going to tackle each of these things. I recommend you go to the website and have a look at all the context they provide, because they talk a lot about why they're doing this, how it's kind of built, and I think for each of the different questions, there's certain different information that they need at different stages. So it's good to have a look through the website, click through their like main core themes, and just kind of get a placement on where they are and where they sit with these things. So these core themes are food systems and structures, radical relocation, radical reconciliation, decolonization and post-growth economies, domestic resilience and creative communities, environmental and human rights is the 5 areas that they're interested in looking at, and it makes it the core themes that they want to explore. As I say, don't have time to go into each of those now. Recommend you go and have a look and see definitions and what they mean by those words. So they're looking to give grants of up to £20,000, and they've got a funding pot of 400,000. So they're looking to support a lot of projects through this, and this is the second of 3. So there's going to be another round of this as well. So they've got some good funding behind them. At this stage, they're looking for you to apply with no more one side of A4 sheet of your ideas, explaining your thoughts and ideas about how you'd like to explore a thing, or you can 5-minute video and send that in. So not a lot for a potential large pot of funding, but it's a really interesting area to explore, and is something that if you spend some time having a look at what they're looking at, a real opportunity to make something really kind of innovative and something that has like a real kind of ongoing prospect to it, because it's want stuff that stands alone but supports their creative program. So they're really looking at growth and continuity with this stuff. So that's a really exciting little provocation. To submit your things to necessity.info. Deadline for is 1 p.m. on the 24th February, and applicants will know if they're successful by the 22nd of March. So really exciting. I mean, when I said at the beginning, the wording that they've kind of thrown in here, we are looking for responses that are emerging out of tragic despair creative imagination, and the bloody mindedness of resistance. I mean,
Oh my god!
what a sentence in
This
terms
is
of
one of
like
the
what
most
they're about.
one of the oddest opportunities I think we've ever flagged up.
It's amazing,
Like,
isn't it?
the wording of it, plus like they're giving away so much for an A4 piece of paper explaining what you want.
I imagine there must be some interview process or something afterwards to explain a little bit more. But I mean, as an initial proposal,
it seems like they're really looking for mediums which are all about like sharing information first and foremost, rather than anything sort of more performative. It's all about delivering information and just getting it out there. So
yeah. One other thing just to
company.
flag with that is that particularly interested in working with people or groups that are led by those who have experience of being marginalized by the current economic and cultural systems. So just pulling that, flagging that as a sentence, that's who they're interested in really working with at the moment and who they're targeting well, just to be aware of. But yeah, really fun. That's necessity. I definitely recommend having a look. And if you've got time to whack a 3 or 4 3-minute video together or put some thoughts on a page, I'm sure they would rate the information.
Lovely. Moving on, we've got a very quick one as well from Fuel. We love Fuel. They're doing an open call for some more freelance collaborators to get onto their books. So they've released, they want to expand their pool of freelancers. And right now they're particularly interested hearing those who work in either the production management or the technical operation or the stage management side of theatre to help get their projects up and running throughout 2021 and beyond. But they're just opening their email inbox. They just want CVs in. Whatever you can do, send it in. They are particularly encouraging interest for anyone who identifies as Black, Asian, or ethnically diverse, working class, LGBTQI+, disabled, deaf, and anyone without higher education qualification or a degree. And they are actively seeking to open doors to currently underrepresented demographics that cover a range of socioeconomic backgrounds. But all you have to do is just send in your CV by email to belinda@fueltheatre.com. Or if you prefer to share your professional experience in another way, either a short audio file or film, they also encourage that. And you can also highlight any access or comments you may need in order to help apply, and they will do everything they can to help you apply to that as well. But it's a call out for both sort of short and long-term projects that they've got going on. And any CVs that are submitted, they keep on file for 12 months after the closing date, which is Friday, the 12th of March. And then Fuel will follow up via email with applicants who they'd like to talk to further about specific roles and projects that they have in mind. But essentially, their inbox is open until the 12th. So send in your CVs particularly if you're a stage manager or a technical operator. But they're worth just getting in touch with and getting your name on their books so that they can look you up in the future.
Great. Nice and easy. Easiest application ever. Send an email and done. Great. Awesome. I don't know how many plays I've opened up and it's like, oh, I love this play. Who's this by? Oh, Fuel did it. Okay,
Fuel,
cool.
yeah.
All right, sick. Great. All right, moving right along. So this is, I like this one. This is, it is for artists based in or around Sheffield. So sorry, it's slightly limiting in that regard, but for the people of Sheffield, this is a great opportunity. So they're looking for 4 artists, 2 visual artists, so that could be graphic designers, that could be kind of animation, anything that would fall under visual artist, they're interested in hearing from, and 2 performance artists. People with a performing arts background. So you could be an actor, you could be a director, you could be a writer, you could be a theatre maker, whatever. If you fall under the performing arts background or visual arts background, this is open to you. And this is Ignite Imaginations. They've teamed up with Maya Productions, or it could be Maya, Productions, who are making a production called Benny and the Grey Cats, which is about it's a true story of Anglo-Indian musicians who swap playing in a swing band in the south of India for a new life in 1960s Sheffield. And this is a community project that is attached to that project. So there's two community projects they're looking at running. One's called Talking About My Generation, which is targeted at people over the age of 50 years old with lived experience of migration, talking about the 60s and their experience. And the other group is called Roots to Roots, and it's aimed at young people aged 14 to 25 from ethnically diverse backgrounds with a passion for the arts and being creative, to devise a piece of new art or installation or performance about their families' experiences of migration, heritage, and journey. So there's two projects, and they're looking for kind of one visual artist and one performance artist to lead one group, and then the other two would lead the other group. They are also open that you could end up leading both. They are open to that as well. So they're looking at the moment to kind of get 4, but it could be, mix and match how you end up running those, being involved in running those programs. There's quite a bit of eligibility criteria in terms of, and they talk about kind of what they offer. I won't spend too long talking about it now, but generally what they're looking for is if you've worked with over 50s and 40 and that age group of 40 to 25, great. And they're looking for kind of engagement and you've got some experience in creative skills and workshop facilitation. It's also a bonus if you've done some stuff online as well. You need to be from Sheffield, and they're specifically looking for artists that have lived experience of migration of their own or from previous generations. And they're specifically looking to work with less represented cultural groups within this, what they call this recruitment drive. So that's what who they're looking for. The fee is £890 per artist. To apply, you need to send in a letter of application, no more than 2 sides of A4, talking about explaining how you meet the criteria, or you can do that via video form in a video no more than 5 minutes, an up-to-date CV, and up to 3 links to bits of your work. That could be photographs, that could be films, that could be links to websites, portfolios, etc., etc. The deadline for that is Thursday, the 11th of March at 5 p.m.
Lovely. Lots of little projects wrapped up in that one.
Yeah, it's great. Loads of stuff, and great opportunity to work with 2 companies simultaneously and be involved in like the community branch into a full production. I'm sure there's going to be some really great opportunities to kind of explore between the interaction between that. If I didn't specify, it was all. I think the idea is that it all takes place online, so it's like 16 Zoom sessions online per project, basically.
Yeah.
Great little projects.
Nice. We're going to, I think we're staying in the north. We are in the north with a Shy Ben, and they're doing a performer call out for their new show called Burnout. They're looking for 2 performers for a 10-day R&D of Burnout, which is they describe as a play about class, race, and the climate movement, which is supported by the Arts Council England and Live Theatre. And they're looking for the following essential criteria. They want performers who are experienced in devising and theatre making and collaboration, device theatre, knowledge of and interest in climate justice, and they must identify as working class, benefit class, underclass, or criminal class, and or have experience of racism in society as a person of colour. Some further desirable criteria as well is that they are from or based in the northeast in Newcastle, where this R&D will take place, or experienced in performing spoken word or poetry, or a confident mover, which they describe as not having to be like a perfect dancer, but just like really good at moving around the space and quite comfortable doing it in sort of a physical theatre capacity. And applications are encouraged from women and non-binary people as well, and individuals from communities impacted by climate change in the global south, also from performers with specific access needs. So the fee is £1,000, which is about £100 per day, and the R&D will take place in Newcastle from the 3rd to the 14th of May. Travel and accommodation will be covered if necessary if you are not already based in Newcastle. They got quite a rigorous screening audition process for this one as well, though. So the deadline to apply is Friday, the 26th of February. Then the first auditions are held via, I think all auditions are held via Zoom. And the first lot are on the 4th and 5th of March. That's a Thursday and Friday. And then there are recall auditions the following week on the 11th and 12th of March. And then all applicants will be notified of their outcome by the 26th of March as well. ready for 10 days of R&D in May. So if you fit that demographic and you're interested in creating new work about racism and climate justice, then you can apply by emailing Becky at shybeartheatre@gmail.com with a CV or your spotlight or similar, a short video, voice note, or written statement on why you wish to be involved and how you meet the criteria of about 500 words or 2 minutes if it's video or audio, and a complete equal opportunities form as well. But that is Burnout, a new climate justice show coming from Newcastle.
Nice. Lots of climate shows coming out at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's
climate stuff.
Big topic. The world's going mad.
Some of our Fable friends, Jim Jam, they're doing a fund that are part of the team of the movement symposiums they used to do with Move Space. They've got their crowdfunder out at the moment for Anthropocene, which is another climate piece, and that looks really great.
That's a great name.
Yeah, Anthropocene. Yeah, they've been working on it for a while, so it's looking really developed and really lovely now. They've got some really great film work on it as well. They've got a guy called Michael Lynch working on it, who's going to do their their filming, and it looks
nice.
Great. It looks really great. Awesome. Up for another one, Alex.
Oh, it's me again. Great. I'll keep going. Because we've got something from Stratford Circus as well. They are looking for artist facilitators to develop and run new projects working with older adults in the Newham area in this spring or summer. Having previously, they've had the Stratford Arts Social program that ran for adults aged 55 plus, and that was from about 2018 to 2020. And that has ceased now. And also, they mentioned that they are moving from their home base of 8 years. They are now moving out of that building, so they're sort of losing their home. But that means they want to focus more on moving out of one space, more into the community. So they're trying to do more community, more outreach projects, like the Arts Social that they had. So now they're looking to pilot 2 to 3 new projects this spring or summer, with additional funding from Arts Council England's Loneliness and Isolation Fund. So they are seeking artists or collectives with a track history of socially engaging artistic practices who are confident in creating cultural activities in a group setting for adults living in Newham over 55 years of age who have varied access and support needs. And they would like each project to engage with about 15 to 30 people minimum. But they're happy to discuss final numbers and participants if that needs to be changed in the planning stages. They also stress that they'll be the ones that sort of advertising and bring people into the projects. They just want you to have the idea and to be able to commence it and put it on. So the budget for each project is 10 to 15k, depending on need. And this also includes artist fees and project expenses as well. The final budget is to be agreed at a commissioning stage a bit later on. But as a broad time frame, they want project delivery from anywhere between mid-March to June 2021. And for project length, they hope it to be about 6 to 8 weeks long. But again, this can also be negotiated. And in terms of art form, they are open to expressions of interest from artists working in any discipline. So if you feel like you've got some really good creative community engagement things that you can turn into a workshop, they are specifically focusing on older community well-being, especially in terms of mental health and loneliness and isolation. So if you've got anything, and they're really, some of the biggest feedback they've had from the community is that the community, what they miss from the Stratford Arts Social they had previously is being able to gather in one space and do activities together. Obviously, that's a bit difficult right now, but that's sort of the main aim of this project, is to really get people feeling less isolated, more like they're doing communal activities. So if that sounds like something you can do, then you can apply with an expression of interest, maximum of 2 A4 pages, or if you prefer to submit in audio or visual format, you can do so with a 5-minute visual or audio presentation. You need to outline the concept of the creative project, including how it will work with people and how it will meet ACE's funding principles. That's about 500 words. You need to list your previous relevant experience working with community settings. You need to outline your creative team, although that doesn't have to be 100% confirmed right now if you need to draw more people in later. Outline your budget or timeline, and they say that the top line's fine. And you can also submit a portfolio or website link referencing the context of your previous work. Email all of that along with a monitoring form to jobs@stratford-circus.com. And you've got to do that by Friday, the 26th of February at 10 a.m. So head over to their website because Stratford Circus put on some really good outreach stuff.
Yeah, it's nice that they're moving that way. When we was a lot of the work that I did with Frantic a while ago with Ignition happened a lot at Stratford Circus. We did quite a few shows there with Ignition. So they do loads of outreach stuff. It's so sad that they lost their space though. Space was amazing.
They didn't mention. They just said that they're leaving it in the post. I don't know how they actually lost it.
I think it was a pandemic. They weren't earning. And so they lost the space. So I think, but the space is remaining as a theatre space as far as I'm aware, because I think Stratford East, right next door, have picked it up. So I think they've got that, so they've got double the space now, I think, at Stratford East. So it's a shame to see Stratford Circus moving out of there, but glad that the space isn't being turned into, a warehouse. Yeah, exactly. So that's good. But great stuff. Amazing. All right. I've got another casting call for everyone. Woohoo. We've got a few casting calls this week. So this is from Mandala Theatre Company. They've got a project coordinator job going as well, and a technical stage manager job. So loads of stuff going for them. But we're just talking about the actor one today. This is for Though This Be Madness is an actor call out. So just to keep it as simple as possible, they are looking for 2 actors. You don't need to prepare anything. You just need to send them your details, and they're going to send you a script if you're shortlisted. So you don't need to do a self-tape or anything in the first application. 2 actors, one with a playing age of somewhere between 17 to 28. I don't imagine they want one person who could be 17 or, that's quite a big age range. As long as you've got a playing age that fits within there, great. Female and Black British African. And the character 2 is playing age of 24 to 28, male and white British. They are the dates that they're looking for is the 26th of April to the 16th of May is when they're looking to do rehearsals and filming. They're looking to film it for screen in the first instance. Then they want to re-rehearse the production in June, 16th to 17th of June, looking to do some re-rehearsals ahead of what's called the Knowledge Exchange Project, which happens at the North Wall in Oxford, which is an amazing venue. Big fan of the artistic directors up there. And the 18th of June would be the performance at the North Wall. The idea then hopefully is that they'll be able to then re-employ you if they're able to pull off the national tour that they are looking to achieve, but that is dependent on COVID-19 and how that kind of goes. They do stipulate in this as well that they are aware that they are being optimistic of what they're trying to achieve here, and that things can change and things could get delayed or pushed back. And to just be aware of that when you apply, that stuff couldn't get cancelled and moved and all that kind of stuff. So just to acknowledge that, which might be one of the reasons why they're not looking to do self tapes immediately, because they'll have a better idea things are going to sit in the next few weeks, I would hope. Actors are going to get paid what they say is in line with ITC rates, and then they also pay for accommodation, and they give you per diems as well. To apply, you need to send your CV, a bio, and a headshot to admin@mandalatheatre.co.uk by 10 a.m. on Thursday, 25th of February, with Though This Be Madness as the email subject line. Shortlisted applicants will know by March 1st, and then you'll be sent an excerpt from the script to prepare a self-tape to send back into them. Do go check out the website. This pack is really great. It talks a lot about the production. So when you do get to self-taping, you do know what you're talking about and what the show is about. But it's a really exciting little show by the looks of things, and a great opportunity for 2 actors to get involved.
Yeah, nice. It's really exciting to see castings for actual shows again.
Yeah, I know, right?
In the future, this makes me happy.
I mean, it's great as well. There's open call ones as well. I mean, I would imagine there's so many calls like for shows like this that are behind, closed doors or going through agents and that kind of stuff. So it's great when there's stuff that's just immediately going like, it's ITC rates and it's out and we want a big open shout. So it's awesome to see that kind of stuff going out. So always been support of that. All right. Last one.
Let's wrap this up. I've got the last one. This one is more for any writers out there rather than theatre makers. This is the Breadport Prize, which is an international creative writing competition, and it has multiple prize funds. And they're offering bursaries for underrepresented writers to send in entries in the coming months before their deadline, free of charge in any category. So the way it works is that you can send in all the entries that are sent in are anonymous, and they all just go into a pot, and then they get judged and given prizes. But each entry you send in does come with a fee. So they've got 4 different categories. They've got poetry, which the fee is you got to pay £10 per poem you enter. Short story is £12 per story. They've got a flash fiction category, which is £9 per story, or the novel award, which is £20 per excerpt that you submit. So it's kind of it's not a lottery is not a great analogy, but it's you're paying to play, as it were.
Yeah, pay to play.
And dunking everything in. But what they're doing is they've announced some bursaries that are paid for and funded by other submittees and people who have generously donated, that have allowed for spaces for people from underrepresented demographics to enter the prize, enter the draws, enter the competitions free of charge. So the deadline to enter the actual competition is May 31st, which they got a neat little thing on their website that says 102 days away. So, there's no time like the present. But the bursary fund actually rolls over monthly until May. So there are multiple opportunities to enter for free. The application dates of each go by the month. So they open from the 5th of each month and close on the 12th. So they got 1 week to apply for the bursary. And then successful applicants must submit their work by the 28th of that month and put it into the competition. So it's very simple form to apply for the bursary submission. You've got to download a very simple form from the website and just basically give the details of how you identify as a writer from an underrepresented background. That could be race or ethnicity. I think there are some categories as well, like ex-armed forces, or have experience in the criminal justice system as well. But also they do highlight, most importantly as well, people from a low socioeconomic background as well, or household. So you fill out one of those forms and send that in, and you just got to write a little thing of justifying statement of why you qualify. And then you send that in. All applications are assessed in confidence, and all entries to the Breadport Prize itself are, as I said, submitted anonymously. And see the website for full terms and conditions of each category, as each category has its own web page with its own terms and conditions for entry as well. So do read up on it, because there's quite a lot to read up. Just as a basic incentive, though, the prizes vary per category, but for both poetry and short story, you've got things like first prize is £5,000, second prize is £1,000, third prize is £500, and then each one has like 10 honorary runners up, I guess, which each get I think £100 each. Flash fiction, first prize is £1,000, it goes down from there. And then novel award, I think first prize is £1,500 with publication of your novel in an anthology and stuff like that. And they all come with various publication prizes as well, and deals. So it's worth having a look at if you are a prospective writer and you want to just throw your coin in the hat. Is that the word? Throw your name in.
Yeah, coin in the hat. Throw your name in.
Throw your name in.
Throw your name in the goblet.
Have a little go. You never know. You might be picked to fight a dragon.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. So yeah, that's the Breadport Prize and their bursary for underrepresented writers.
Amazing. There we go. There's a week of news.
That is a week of news. Done again.
A week of news. Smashed it out again. Amazing. Awesome. So we are not live next week. We are not on again live next week. But if you are signed up to the newsletter, and if you're not signed up to the newsletter, sign up to the newsletter, and you'll get all these opportunities sent straight to your inbox. But if you're signed up to the newsletter, you will still get all the news. We're still going to be sending out and having a look at the week's opportunities, but we won't be doing a live. We'll be doing a live the week after, and hopefully changing the format a little bit to make it a little bit more enjoyable to everyone watching on who's tuning in. And maybe, hopefully, we're hoping to try and send it to a few other places as well. So we're not just going to exist on Facebook and YouTube anymore. We're going to try and get it to some wider platforms, some different social medias maybe. We'll see how we go. We're just going to do some re-planning. So this is exciting. This is a experiment, and it's always going to be changing. We're going to be finding new things to do and new ways of doing it. So which is going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, thank you.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, and thank you.
Not at all. Pleasure. And see you all in a couple of weeks.
See you in 2.
Bye.